This week on Hooligan Nation, grab your helium and a crash helmet because we're going to go really fast from start to finish, just like Vinny. Stay tuned because you got
nothing to lose.
Can you play me a really fast guitar solo? That's outstanding. Oh, that was too good.
You wanted the best. Well, they retired. So you got two dudes in a garage.
Talking KISS.
Welcome to the Hooligan Nation, the KISS-Centric Podcast, the podcast where the riffs are loud, but our opinions are louder. I'm Anthony.
I'm Rocco.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. What's up, Father Rocco? Thank you.
What's up?
What's up, hooligans? This week, we discuss the enigma that is Vinnie Vincent and review the self-titled debut of Vinnie Vincent Invasion. Oh, my God. Is it a musical masterpiece or just a lot of noise? You'll have to stay tuned to find out. But before that, we have news, music we are listening to, and of course, what else do we have?
The poll.
But first, last episode recap. Evolution versus imitation. KISS in the art of musical risk. Father Rocco, would you have anything you'd like to add to that?
My biggest take on it is that KISS had balls. They tried.
Good to know.
I mean, they weren't afraid to try things, and even if it was at their own risk. And a lot of the tries that they did, a lot of chances they took, didn't work out. But even from the very beginning, they had balls. They had the ability to be delusional, and no matter what, they were going to be successful, and they were willing to try anything. And they went with an idea, and they had the power in their conviction to make it work.
Hey, let me ask you something. Do you think it's a really good idea to talk about balls on an episode that we're going to showcase Vinny?
Wow, I'm not going there. I'm not going there. I'm not touching that one.
Oh, was it something I said?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry. I take that back. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'll double up this week on my sensitivity training.
All right. You keep me posted. Let me know how it works out.
Yeah, it's funny to me. We started out with evolution versus imitation, and then somehow it got into reinvention, evolution, imitation. I'm really not sure where any of it falls, even after filming the episode, until or unless you know what's in their mind. There's really no way to know, like, were they evolving musically, or were they? I mean, they're always accused of imitating, especially in the 80s. Like, that decade is really, I think most KISS fans would call that the imitation decade. And I wonder, is it imitation, or were they musically evolving, or were they musically trying to reimagine the band with the makeup coming off and the landscape changing and all of that? I mean, that's the kind of stuff that gets me out of bed in the morning. This is something to think about. You put out such a great, epic record in Creatures of the Night, and nobody buys it. That has to confuse any artist. I don't care who it is. Like, you have to picture Paul, Gene, and Michael James Jackson sitting there listening to the finished product, all looking at each other going, this is multi-platinum. And then they couldn't sell 500,000 copies. Like, that's got to be not only disheartening, but that's got to be confusing. News. Got any news?
I do. I got two little snippets here.
Oh, I love when you have little snippets.
All right. So the first one is close to my heart and yours, I know too. Jakey Lee announces release of a new album coming on the Red Dragon Cartel band, his band. It's set to arrive in January 2026. The upcoming release of the album is already available for pre-order on iTunes. I'm very excited about that. That's really cool. Um,
Yeah.
and he's also made a statement that that's pretty much his permanent band now. It was a side project. He's considering that pretty much his band now. So that's their third. It'll be their third album. Second order of news I got is I'd be surprised if you haven't heard this statement. Just a statement on Blabbermouth, August 11th, 2025, from Zach Wild on Ozzy's passing. It's a really good article. I'm just going to give you a little basic on it. Good article, retrospective. He talks about after the Back to the Beginning, how he talked about Ozzy's resilience through the years. Just really retrospective. If you're a fan of Zach and you're a fan of the relationship that he had with Ozzy and him evolving and stuff like that, because Ozzy was like a father to him. I found it to be a really really good article. So this is just me like kind of letting you know about the article on Blabbermouth, and it was posted on August 11th, 2025.
I have, my God, I have what looks like a bunch of stuff. For some reason, we have a KISS podcast here, and Metallica is dominating my news segment. It's not my fault, folks. Everybody else is like hiding somewhere or something. So I thought this was interesting. Metallica will be launching a full-time channel on Sirius XM. It launches August 29th. It will, for anybody to have Sirius XM, it will be channel 42. On that note, mind you, that for the month of September, and I just heard this, for the month of September, even if you do not have Sirius XM, you will get the Metallica channel, which they're calling Maximum Metallica for the month of September. So
That's pretty cool.
I mean,
Cool.
so I thought that was cool. And attached to that is Metallica and SiriusXM are doing a contest to see them live in some little place in, I thought it was in upstate New York, but recently I heard it's in the Hamptons, and it's like a really little place, like 200 people or less.
Hmm.
Metallica will be doing a SiriusXM show there. Anyone who has SiriusXM who's interested, you can go there and you can sign up and try to win a spot. Music we're listening to, you got anything?
Yeah, I don't really have a lot. I've been listening to Creatures, of course, a lot of Creatures of the Night still. And I've been listening to a band. There's a song that I liked, and I was trying to find out what band it was, and it was driving me crazy. There's a song Broken from Seether. I don't know a lot of their stuff, but I really like that song. I plan on doing that out at an open mic at some point. But I've also like the song Driven Under and Fade Away. So far, a couple stuff that I've heard from Seether is pretty good. They've been around a long time. I don't know if you've heard of them before or not, but that song Broken is very popular. That one a lot of people have heard.
So my music I'm listening to is new music.
Nice.
Hailstorm just put out a new album. The album is called Everest. I think it is a very good album. Stars of the album, as of right now, Fallen Star and the song Everest. And there's a Darkness Always Wins. We talk about this off air all the time. Where is this kind of music going? And when's the next generation going to show up? And I think lately, for us, I mean, I don't know about the hooligans out there, but for us lately, bands like Hailstorm and Ghost and Youngblood are
Youngblood.
clearly,
Yeah.
they are clearly the next generation. Now, if they can figure out a way to navigate through the music business, then maybe they're the next rock legends 30 years
Yeah,
from now.
right. I mean,
But you
I mean,
think about it, everything that we listen to, like this podcast has helped me like really look at the music. I don't listen to anybody that's under 50, 60 years old. Like I, all
yeah.
the music that we listen to,
It's an
like
interesting
these
point.
are all senior citizens. They really are. Even the younger bands, they're not young anymore. I mean, we started to listen to Kiss. Well, what were they at 30?
30s.
And
I'd say 30s.
now they're mid 70s. And nobody's come along in that big time frame to unseat them, at least for me. I mean, even you look at Metallica, they're all almost 60 or over 60. Like that's wild to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. I never thought of it from that perspective,
And
but you're
and then
right.
you look behind them and you're like, what has everybody been doing for the last 30, 40 years? Because there's not much out there. You know what time it is?
All time.
It's poll time. That's what time it is. It's poll time.
Nice.
For everybody that doesn't know, our weekly polls can be found on our community tab and on our Facebook group, The Hooligan Nation, a KISS-Centric Podcast. Our group is open and free for everyone to join, so slide over to Facebook and join our Facebook group. You can vote on either Facebook or at our community tab on YouTube. This week's poll: which genre of music do you I did go to my sensitivity training 2 weeks ago, so I worded this question correctly. Which genre of music do you identify with the most? Your choices were grunge, hair metal, hard rock, and heavy metal. Father Rocco, what say you?
It depends on the mood of the day. No, heavy metal. Yeah, again, it varies. I like, I mean, it's hard. You may catch me on a Tuesday and it's grunge.
I don't know if I would classify you as heavy metal. I would classify you as hard rock. It's not really
Yeah, I
my
mean,
place to classify you,
no,
but
no, it's hard. It's a tough thing because I'm not a closed-minded person. There's so much different kind of music I like, and depending on my mood, music has different uses for me. There's if I'm in the mood to sing, I could be I could go to a lot of different genres. If I'm in the mood for something heavy, and I'll go into like Metallica or 3 Days Grace or something heavy like that, stuff like that.
but what do you
Pop music.
identify with? Like what's your number one?
Okay. If I identify with what my core music is, I'm going to give you some bands. Ozzy, AC/DC, Metallica, Kiss, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden. I identify with that. That's my
Yeah.
roots, but I like
I
hair,
would
but
I
hair
would
metal, I
call
like Poison, I like Bon Jovi.
No, if you're gonna name them, I would say you're in the heavy metal range.
It's a tough one because there's bands I love of every single category.
I know I love to come up with the tough ones. What do you think the hooligans think?
I'm gonna say most of them are around our age. I'm gonna say heavy metal. Like most of our hooligans, I'm gonna say love Ozzy, love Judas Priest, love Iron Maiden, the bands that I meant Metallica, the bands that I mentioned. I'm gonna say it's gonna be either hair metal, which is I would consider like Bon Jovi, Poison, Enough's Enough, bands like that. Um, I'm gonna go with heavy metal.
All right, let's find out. Grunge came in with absolutely Zero.
Yeah, I figured that.
Zero. I didn't.
I love grunge, but I mean, I figured that. It took me a while, but
No one. I don't think we've ever had another zero in any poll that we've done. And we've had to do at least 20, 25 polls.
all right. Well, here's another aspect of that you may actually say, oh yeah, you could be right. I would say majority of what we have on our thing of hooligans weren't big fans of Nirvana coming out.
That's very clear.
Right. So I would say that majority of them are going to be clinging to the heavy metal and air bands and stuff like that. So yeah,
I
it
thought
took me a
one or
long time to
two.
like grunge, but when I did, I'm in,
I thought one or two votes would be for grunge, but there wasn't
Hmm.
any. Hair metal came in next with 25%. Hard rock came next with 36%. And heavy metal wins
Hmm.
out with 39%. So it's
Close.
tight
Very
between hard
close.
rock
Yeah.
and heavy metal. And yeah, I guess but the shocker for me was grunge got
Yeah,
nothing.
I could see them maybe getting some of the votes. But I mean, if you think about the kind of podcast we have, I mean, our
Um,
podcast, grunge killed our music. Or, really, grunge did, dented our music. So I told you, it took me a long time to like grunge, but I like it a lot now. But it took me a long time. I fought it. I wouldn't listen to Nirvana specifically because of them killing our 80s bands.
Thank you all, everybody who voted. We have a poll up every week. There is a new poll up now. We just even told you about it. So please jump over to our Facebook page and to our community tab and please vote. The more votes, the better.
And don't only vote, hooligans. I say this every podcast. Your opinions matter. Put in ideas for us, things you want us to cover. This is your podcast as well as ours.
And finally, before we get to our main topic, we get to talk about our sponsor, Battleborn. Battleborn is a collaborative effort among like minded individuals and organizations intent on repairing and restoring people who have served our country. We do this by delivering a unique level of support and guidance to those servicemen and women who have emotional and psychological wounds. They provide support directly and indirectly in collaboration with others in their community who value those who have served this nation and its communities. For more information, please visit wearebattleborn.com. WEAREBATTLEBORNE.com. And now to our main event. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
I don't know that I'm ready. Today, we are going to review the self titled debut album from the Vinnie Vincent Invasion. Oh my goodness. Well, let's start at the beginning because Father Rocco always likes to start there.
Good place.
Vinnie Vincent Invasion's self-titled album was released in 1986. There's no exact date given. It was recorded at Baby O Recorders, Hollywood, California. It is 48 minutes in length. It was released through Chrysalis Records. The producers were Vinnie Vincent and Dana Strum. The lineup, because this is important, the lineup for this album recording is Robert Fleischman on lead vocals, Vinnie Vincent on guitar and backing vocals, Dana Strum on bass and backing vocals, and Bobby Rock on drums. It reached as high as number 64 on the US Billboard 200, and they released two singles off of this album, Boys Are Gonna Rock, and I think Back on the Streets. And they released one music video, and that was for Boys Are Gonna Rock. And as I always say, I do love music videos. I do love the Boys Are Gonna Rock video. It's
Cool video.
flashy. It's got pink and black all over it.
Mm-hmm.
Vinny's hair is taller than Vinny's body is.
Hmm.
It's an
That's the
interesting
truth.
video, and they destroy everything at the end of the music video. I like destruction.
It's a cool
too.
video. Yeah, it's a cool video.
It is a cool video. Father Rocco, take the wheel.
Yes.
Songs.
All right. So you just talked about Boys Are Gonna Rock, the video. So Boys Are Gonna Rock is the first song. I put down cool distortion intro into a lead and a really cool riff. Good bass and guitar blend. I put fierce vocal, very aggressive. Shredding Vinny. I like the tune a lot. I always have. And Vinny goes off in this. It's gonna be a common theme. Because there'll be more about I can go about with Vinny. Uh, Skill set. I mean, Vinny could hang with pretty much anybody with the skills that he has on guitar, but there's a lot more that goes into it. But the song "Boys Are Gonna Rock," I think we both feel the same. It's a good tune. I like the song a lot.
I like Boys Are Gonna Rock. Great song. Yes, Vinny's guitar playing is so over the top, but it fits the song in this case.
Yeah,
Would have
100%.
been a great Kiss song, which
Yeah.
it was demoed for, I believe, Lick It Up, and maybe one of the
They were good on
mistakes
that.
that they made, because I would love to hear Paul Stanley sing Boys Are Gonna Rock.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I like all three of those takes you just did. Very nice.
So,
Yeah.
you know, it is going to be something that we revisit almost every single song. Vinny is so over the top. Yes, technically speaking, Vinny can play as fast as anyone else, but it does not fit every song. Luckily, it fits the first song. At least to me, it fits the first
Yeah.
song.
No. Yeah. I thought that was really well said.
And he's crazy over the top. Don't get me wrong, but it works on that song.
It blends nicely in that song. Absolutely.
And I'm not going to be able to say that for every other song.
Yeah, me neither. Next song is Shoot You Full of Love. I put cool groove from the start. The vocal with Vinny's guitar blend is very enjoyable on this song. And then I put down Speed Demon on guitar, and I put Skills for Days. But it's there. I don't like. I think it's a little different than the first song, "The Boys Are Gonna Rock." It doesn't fit it. I think he goes a little bit too far. Like this is a song that I could see if it was a Kiss song with Vinny, they would have tried to calm him down a little bit. I think he went a little bit too far, but I do like the song. It's definitely not a Skippy song.
Vinny needed a caretaker.
Yeah.
Just like Gene needs a caretaker, Vinny needed a caretaker. This song would have been a hell of a lot better with just a little less Vinny.
Yeah, that's kind of what I meant. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure no one ever told him that sometimes less is more. I'm going to bring this up here because you being a guitar player, maybe this will make sense to you. And for the hooligans out there, maybe this will make sense to them, and maybe it won't, and will deem me crazy again. And I tried to think of a specific example of this today, and I couldn't. But you ever listen? It's usually lead guitar players. You ever hear a sound? It doesn't necessarily have to be a long sound, but hear a sound and go, "Oh, that was cool." You know what? I just came up with one. In the Still of the Night,
Good song.
White Snake.
Good song.
In the video, and I can't remember which guitar player it was, but in the video, he's playing the guitar with a violin thing. What do they call
Vivian
that?
Campbell. Vivian Campbell.
What? Okay,
That was
well,
the
what do
guitar
they
player.
call? What
It's
do
like
they
a
call
bow.
that?
I know what the
A
it's like
bow.
a bow.
A bow.
I've never
No,
used.
it's
I've
called a
never.
bow.
Yeah, I've never used it on a guitar though. Yeah.
Right. And when they did that in the video and I actually saw it, I was like, wow, that's a really cool sound. I'd like more of that. And that's the only example that I can come up with right now, but there's probably hundreds of examples where I hear a sound and I'm like, wow, that's a cool sound. I hope he does that again. And they never do. With Vinny, it's the complete opposite. I go, whoa, that was cool. And then after 30 times in one song, I'm like, yo, I'm done with this. I don't want to hear it anymore. Like
I
Vinny
mean,
has no filter. He has no he
there's
just doesn't know when to stop.
there's I know this is not a guitar like a guitar podcast. I'm going to make it quick, but there's certain notes and certain embellishments and things you can do on guitar that you sit on to where you create feel, vibrato, you get a bend, you get a pull off, you get certain ways to where you're kind of like putting a little period at the end of a flow of notes. And Vinny goes way over them.
To me, Vinny has no feel at all. And look, in 1986, I was in love with this album. In 2025, it's just too much.
It's annoying. Some of it's annoying.
Yeah, it's annoying. Like it was great. It was great to put it on and listen to it. And as I've said before, whenever we do these album reviews, I try to listen 3 or 4 times over like a week.
Mm.
It was a struggle. The first time was easy. The second, third time was difficult not to hit the skip button, and it was all about the noise coming from the guitar on a constant basis.
I listened to this album and like towards the end, remember you called me? Like I got off the phone with you and I listened to more of it. And halfway through the seventh and eighth song, in my head, I'm saying to myself, I would love to see Ace Frehley and Bruce Kulick sitting on a couch together and Vinny across from them and them having a conversation with him saying, listen, every so often you need to take a breath in your run and you need to like let people kind of grab somebody and then continue a little more. And then, you know what I mean? Like he just goes so going through this album made me really realize how what he does even more. And again, skill level, I'll never come close to the ability he has, but it still doesn't give you what you should want, like a chef, like Ace, like Bruce. Bruce went fast too. Ace went fast at times too, but they always knew how to add a little spice here, a little spice there, not too much here, not too much there, and just the phrasing and everything that they did made sense. There's times where it doesn't make sense for Vinny. It's like, okay, here's the finish
That's
line.
half the record.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
half the record doesn't make any sense.
Right.
I'm listening to these solos and I'm like, did he even listen to the song? They don't match up the pace of the song.
Right.
Go to an old KISS song, and look, Ace was a master at this, if you ask me.
He was 100%.
He paced the song. He put in what needed to be in the song. Some of the songs are at a slower pace. Vinny don't care. Vinny's still going 300 miles an hour.
Yeah, and like, I
Just
don't want it to
hitting
be
every note that he can hit.
I don't want it to be. I really don't want this to be an episode where we're trashing Vinny. I admire his skills. I really do.
But
As
how
a
can
guitar
you?
player, I
How
admire his skills.
I do too. I do too. But how do you not do that? It's. I'm gonna bring this up over and over again, so I might as well get it all out now. You
Yeah.
listen to this album, and the only thing after you get to like song 3 or 4, the only thing that I heard after that was Fleischman on Helium and Vinny ripping at 150 miles an hour. And I was like, what? The dude, like, he puts it in Fleischman's case, he puts a lower voice in parts of the song. And I'm like, oh, that's a good change. And then all of a sudden he goes on Helium again. And it's the same thing with Vinny. I think there's like 2 songs on this entire record where I'm like, oh, that solo made sense. like in Boys Are Gonna Rock, he did his normal thing, but it fit the song. And
Right. I
it's
mean,
just
the problem is,
go ahead.
okay, no, no, the problem is he has each one of the songs as you go along. As soon as it gets to the solo part, it almost kind of bleeds all the songs together
Yeah.
because he does a similar thing through all of them. He hits that speed button. I mean, if he was a cartoon, he'd be Ghost Speed Racer. That's what he would be. Next song I like a lot. It's No Substitute. I love the vocal in this song. I really do. It's very popsy, a popsy song, but I dig it. It's probably my favorite vocal performance on the album.
I love the beginning of the song, but I do have in here not all vocals needed to be Robert Fleischman on Helium. It's a good song, and Vinny seemed to be somewhat restrained, but I don't know. I don't know that it needed to be sung in that high.
Yeah, maybe not. I mean, I was digging that. I'd have to listen to it again, but I enjoyed it. That one I definitely enjoyed. Which would bring us to the next song, Animal. Echoing vocal intro into a cool riff. I enjoy the rhythm guitar backdrop of the song for the most part for the song, um, for the root of the song. I like the bridge. I like the bridge leading into the chorus also, and I enjoy the vocal. Um, Vinny gets a little crazy again, but I don't want to go into too much detail of that. But I enjoyed the vocal in this one. And like I said, I enjoyed the basic rhythm behind the whole song, and I enjoyed the bridge into the chorus.
Yeah, I put good song, great chorus, great rhythm section, not just on the song, but throughout this album.
Wow, okay. Right on
But
the same page there.
again, too much Vinny.
A little bit, yeah.
Jesus, just stop. If somebody would have babysat Vinny on this album could have been 15 minutes shorter and a lot better. Just my opinion, but it just goes on too much.
Yeah, I mean, look at another comparison. You've heard me say this before. You've heard me. You probably get sick of me talking about him, but I've always loved George Lynch, and George Lynch. Everything he does is with feel. His rhythms grab you. His solos grab you with feel. Everything he does was with feel, and he goes fast too. But there's it's day and night. It's day and night with him and Vinny.
Oh, hell yeah. Because Vinny's stuff, a lot of Vinny's stuff grabs you, but it just holds on to you too long.
Yeah,
It almost chokes you out. Like
yeah.
to where in my case, I'm like, oh wow, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. Okay, okay, stop. Okay. Oh, no, no, no more, no more. I mean, it's like he just had no stop button.
It's a shame too because he obviously had. If you can go that fast and make clean notes that fast, he obviously had the skill to be able to do anything he wanted to do with the guitar, and he could
He
have.
only wanted to do one thing.
Yeah, that's a
I
shame.
mean, that's what it seems is he only wanted to do one thing.
Right? Yeah, no, 100%. And the next one is Twisted. Twisted, another echoing like they like the beginning intros with echo vocal. Um, Very energetic guitar after the intro, guitar drum, energetic guitar drum combination. Decent groove, and I put Killer Vinny solo. Like Vinny goes off again. I kind of like it. It's a little more to me. It's a little more melodic, but he definitely went. I mean, again, he went too far. It's a recurring thing. He went a little too far, but that's what I got for Twisted.
I put in a little darker, a little dirtier. I really like this song, but still, I'm not sure we need so much helium. I know that was the thing at the time, and and is it me or does Vinny just hit every chord as fast as possible? By this song, it's starting to all sound the same. Like I'm a broken record, I guess, when it comes to this. And you know what? We haven't brought this up yet, but the I think this album would have been a lot better off with an outside producer. And I think this
Yeah,
album,
yeah,
although
like
I think
like How about an outside producer like Gene and Paul?
Ooh,
They made it
I
work
don't know about
for
that.
they made it work for Creatures and for Lick It Up. I'm just saying they were able to rein them in.
Michael James Jackson. If
I'm
Vinny was
just
smart, he would have grabbed Michael James Jackson to produce this album, and he would have probably been better off. But this also, and that's what I was saying before, is we haven't brought this up yet, but Robert Fleischman just recorded this album, and once the album was done, he left the band. There was no fight or argument. What I have heard is he didn't want to tour, and that's when they brought Mark Slaughter in. Mark Slaughter would have made this a better album, and he would have made it a better album because I think he would have known when to go high and when not to go high. And it seems to me like Vinny and Robert Fleischman were two people that should probably not be together because Vinny just wants a rip and Robert Fleischman just wants a scream. And there's just certain parts of this album and certain parts of the song where it's not called for there.
all right. So that would bring us on to the sixth song. Do you want to make love?
Not to
Again,
you.
no, I don't, that's okay. Feelings mutual, you're a tough guy. It's high energy intro, cool groove, and shredding Vinny. I put shredding Vinny.
Shredding Vinny. Let's see what I got here. I, I gotta be honest, I'm tired of the voice. The chorus is great. We're 6 songs in, and I now know 100% why Mark Slaughter and Dana Strum bailed and created Slaughter.
Not
Mark
for nothing.
Slaughter isn't a one-trick pony that can only scream, and oh my God, Vinny could stick a 10-minute guitar solo into a 30-second song.
Next one of my favorite songs on the album, "Back on the Streets." I like the vocal a lot in this. Really cool guitar rhythm, intro. I love the vocal, like I said. It's definitely one of my favorites. Yeah, I love the chorus. Yeah, I like this song a lot.
Great song, maybe the most complete song on this album.
That's
The
the word I was
vocal,
looking for.
well,
That
that's what
complete.
I'm here
I was
for.
looking for. Thank you.
Might be the most complete musical song on the album. The vocals are fitting, and I'm not completely against Vinny here. It's a little too much, but it wasn't
Ah,
all about the speed on this song.
you said
Just
complete,
like
and yeah, that's what it needed.
just like Boys Are Gonna Rock, the guitar fits in this song for the most part. And I think we're on to something.
Yeah, you know what? You saying that "Boys Are Gonna Rock" and "Back on the Streets" are 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 examples to Vinny of what he should focus on because those two songs are two peas of a pod in the right direction.
Or are they two pigs in the same blanket?
Oh, here we go. That was not a lead in for that line.
Well, you led me correctly. What I'm trying to say is, and I say this all the time. I don't know anything about music. Like I don't know how people make records. I don't know about any of that. But you should service the song in my mind. So somebody writes the song, somebody writes the music, somebody writes the words, and then you bring it in and you build off of that. And it seems to me like what Vinny does is he starts with the solo and wants to build from there. So if you go back and you re-listen, there are solos that do not match up with the song. It just so happens that in a couple occasions, the solos and the song actually match up. I'm
It
not
works
sure
on
that
it
Vinny,
works on those two songs.
I'm not sure if Vinny cares, but for me listening, it's a couple, two, three, maybe four songs where everything lines up. And I got to wonder, was that done by luck? Because if it wasn't done by luck, what the hell happened on the other six or seven songs?
I got a funny analogy that just popped in my head that you can throw away if you don't like it, but I think you may like it. Vinny's guitar playing is like a mother chasing after a kid.
Can you
Think about it.
explain that?
Think about it. He's off on a tangent. Mother's chasing after the kids that they're in the supermarket. The kid is running. Mother keeps on trying to chase after him. Can't catch the kid. He's constantly trying to rein him in, and you're constantly trying to rein Vinny in, and it's to no avail.
See, I would say that the mother is outrunning the child because that's Vinny when it comes to guitar playing. He's outrunning the song.
Okay, that's another way
That's
to
my
look at it.
biggest, that is really the basis of my biggest complaint. You can't have a speed metal solo in a slow to medium pace song. It doesn't fit melodically. It's great. He proves over and over again he is he if he's not the fastest, he's in the top two or three. Uh, but okay, you proved that. You proved that on one song. Okay, I got it. You're fast. Now do something else.
Right.
I think we both agree. Can Ace play fast?
Yes.
Does Ace need to play fast on?
Nope.
No, he
Nope.
doesn't.
Because no, because listen, the one thing that Ace has this in spades. The one thing that Ace does is he plays with feel. You may
And it's
not,
not just Ace. This is not Vinny against Ace because you could throw
no,
Bruce in.
definitely not.
You could throw Bruce in. Well,
Yeah.
to me, there isn't enough of a sample size to throw Mark St. John in. Well, we can throw Tommy Thayer in because I can tell you right now, everybody hold on. I'm about to do it. Tommy Thayer is a better guitar player to me than Vinnie Vincent is, and it's because he has feel, he
Okay,
has
that's not that. Yeah.
he has some common sense. Like he can actually listen to the music and go, "Hey, this fits here, and maybe this will fit there." It just seems to me like Vinny plugged in and somebody said, "Hey, do you want me to play the music in the background while you do the solo?" And he said, "No, no, I got it." And he just played what he wanted to play. It's not to say it was
Before
bad. It just didn't I don't think it fit
fit,
most of the songs.
uh, like before we move on to the next thing, as a guitar player, the one thing, and I'm going to ask to the hooligans. If you made it this far and you're watching the episode, I'm asking the hooligans out there, and I need to do more research, but I would want to know what his path was. As a guitar player, I always find it fascinating how guitar players, where they started from and how they grew as a guitar player. I would want to know where he learned, how he learned, who was his influences. Like those are things I don't know enough about with Vinny. I know it about Eddie Van Halen. Eric Clapton was an influence. You could usually you can find different Jimmy Page is a big influence on a lot of guitar players. I would like to know who he was influenced by.
I would not be surprised if Vinny wasn't influenced by Vinny.
Well, that's kind of what you like. It makes it's very interesting to me. I got to do.
And I think,
I gotta look into that.
as a character, Vinny is a very interesting character. I mean, he really is. He is the enigma. He's very interesting in a lot of different ways, but
Yeah, I don't
it's
deny
just
that.
too
Yeah.
over the top. I can't sit here on the same podcast that I beat Gene Simmons up and said he needed a caretaker and not beat Vinny up because he needed more of a caretaker than Gene did. And it's a good album. Again, it's a good album.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I said from the beginning, I don't want this to be a trashing session on Vinny because I'm a fan of Vinny. I don't deny it. I'm a fan of Vinny. I mean, what he did with Kiss, the stuff that he touched and input it with Kiss, I love the stuff. Everything he did with Kiss, I love. And I like this album.
He was a better guitar player in Kiss than he was on this record.
Because he didn't have the freedom to go nuts.
That's right. That's exactly where I was going. And
that's
it's
why,
funny.
That's why I said Gene and Paul could produce his stuff. They would know it, cut them out, cut here, cut there, cut there.
And it's funny because I have not listened to All Systems Go, which is the second album. I haven't listened to the whole album
Ashes to Ashes, I love. That's a great
in
song.
years. But I can tell you that I almost want, and I'm not going to, but I almost want to do All Systems Go album review next week because I know that as soon as we get past this album, I'm going right to All Systems Go to see, like, did Mark Slaughter come in and say, what are you doing? Like, you got to cut this down. Who produced it? Did Vinny produce it again? Did Vinny and Dana Strum produce it again? Did they get an outside producer? Are the guitars different in it? Like, I'm very interested because I listen to songs off of All Systems Go, but I don't listen to a lot of complete albums. It's probably been 15 years since I listened to that complete album.
All right, so if we would go into the next song, I Want to Be Your Victim. I don't really have a lot for this. I just put Cool Groove. Not a song I'd skip, but I really don't have a lot of a big take on that one.
Too much Vinny and too high a voice for this song, my personal opinion. With that being said, Vinny does some amazing stuff on this song, but there's just too much of it. It's what I said earlier. Like, leave me wanting more. Don't do it so much that I'm like, I can't listen to it anymore.
The next song is probably the song I dislike the most on it, Baby O. I'm not digging it. Weird bridge, chorus vibe. This is definitely a song I skip.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Strap up for this one then. I'm surprised this wasn't a single or a hit. It is
wow.
very much
Wow.
It is very, very much a dated song. But at the time, it seems to me like it would have been perfect. Again, great chorus and sounds musically complex to me with lots of twists and turns.
And then we get to the final song, Invasion. I got an interesting little bit of put here. It sounds like a song that would be a backdrop to an animation cartoon that my daughter watches.
Wow. Okay.
I put Speed Demon Shred, but I don't know if you ever watch any of those cartoons or you see they have a lot of those like rock songs, but in the background it sounds like something. I listened to that and I'm immediately started thinking of that because some of the stuff I've watched with my daughter.
You know what I was thinking of? I was thinking I should take a drink with my Hooligan Nation cup.
Very nice.
Ooh.
Where can you get that? Where'd you get that thing?
You can get one of these right there. HooliganNation.com.
Nice.
Invasion. I think it's another great song. Great hooky melodic song. I'm just worn out from listening to all the Vinny noise.
Yeah, it was definitely this was an exhausting review.
I wonder how much Dana Strum and Bobby Rock were rolling their eyes during the recording of this album. Between Fleischman screaming with the helium voice and Vinny screaming with the guitar, those two guys got to be sitting there looking at each other like, yo, when does this shit stop? I mean, if you look at how long the songs are, most of the songs are like almost 5 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
That's 5 minutes long with 2.5 minutes of Vinny guitar solo time.
Like there's a certain term with guitar players called phrasing, and it makes phrasing done the right way makes songs distinctful and separates songs from each other. He doesn't do enough of that to where you can separate the songs and say this, other than those two songs, right? Boys Are Gonna Rock and Back on the Streets. I really, really like both of those songs. But to me, those are the two songs that I walk away saying, yeah, I could see that on a playlist. I wouldn't turn that off and it would draw me in to listen to because it has a beginning, a middle, an end, and it's a complete song. That was the best word you could have used when you said talked about Back on the Streets, because it was a complete song.
Right. And the album altogether, at least for me, is a mood album. This is not an everyday listen to album for me.
The guy's extremely talented, and with his skill level, he could have been one of the best guitarists of all time if with his skill level he was able to do phrasings right and not try to be a speed demon.
He just comes across as a one-trick pony. Him and Fleischman both come across as a one-trick pony on this album. And I can't wait to go to All Systems Go to see does Vinny evolve at all, or is it the same? I
Yeah, I mean,
can't wait to do that.
the only other thing I'm going to say is I'm a fan of Vinny. This is just us being honest about how we feel about the album. It's our opinion about the album. I'm a fan of Vinny. I would love to see him show up in Vegas with them. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't see that happening. But his contribution as a Kiss fan and us doing a Kiss podcast, Vinny contributed to me some important stuff with Kiss in their history.
Yeah, more with songwriting. I mean, the songs on this record, uh, a lot of them are very well written. Fleischman's voice, I like it, but not for 10 songs. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear that helium voice 10 times, especially when I don't feel like it fits the song. And the same thing with Vinny. Look, I think Vinny's a fast guitar player. I think Vinny is a mad scientist. Mad in front of scientist. And that's the problem. He needs to be reined in a little bit. And I'm sure that that's like why Invasion only stayed around as long as it did, because nobody could rein Vinny in. Shit, 40 years later, people still can't rein Vinny in. He's an enigma. So let's get this out of the way. There is no stage show. You know what? I don't even know if there was a stage show. I didn't check. They were only a band for 2 years. Like, they were in and out.
I did get a set list though.
All right. Well, let's go with your set list then.
This set list is from Lemoore East of Brooklyn.
That is impressive, because you know what set list I have up in front of me right here?
Say what? Probably say what?
Lemoore East in Brooklyn.
Very nice.
December 12th?
Oh, I got November 22nd, 1986.
Oh, I think mine's from December.
Oh, let's
I
see if
have
we
to
got
look.
Let's see if the same songs.
December 11th, 1986.
No, I got it's 1986, but I got November.
All right.
All right, so we got Boys Are Gonna Rock as the first song, into Shoot You Full of Love, then Do You Want to Make Love, I Want to Be Your Victim, Back on the Streets, into an instrumental, then Animal, then a guitar solo, then Twisted into a drum solo, and the encore finishes it up with Lick It Up.
Exact same set list. I'm surprised that he didn't play at least one more Kiss song. But other than that, and I wouldn't, I don't know, maybe this is me, and maybe I'm just too judgmental, but Lick It Up would not be the encore. Boys Are Gonna Rock should have been the encore.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That is what we got. Would you like to add anything to wrap this puppy up?
No, I think we pretty much summed up everything that we needed to sum up for this.
It was a very difficult album review for me. Might have been the most difficult one, because I want to like it. I remember loving it. it was just too much for me over and over again. Do I have Boys Are Gonna Rock on playlist? I do. I'm willing to bet that I will never listen to this complete album ever again because it's
Yeah,
just
same
too
here.
much for me.
Yeah.
Will I listen to most of the songs again? Yes, but you gotta pace yourself. Like it would have to be in a playlist with other songs that have some common sense to them. If you're listening to us on any of the podcast platforms, please leave us a review. And if you just found us, check out our past episodes. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel and you like this episode, please consider hitting the like button, just like that guy, and leaving us a comment. Hit that subscribe button, just like that guy, so you don't miss any future episodes. And check out these episodes right here. As always, if you made it this far, thank you for supporting us. And don't forget, if it's too loud, you're too old. Peace out, Hooligan Nation.